Every week an upgrader tells me the same thing. Keith, we found the condo we love, but our HDB is not sold yet. Should we just buy first? And this week I sat with a couple and told them no, not yet. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why, because the answer comes down to 3 numbers. Get them right and your upgrade is safe. Get them wrong and you can end up with 2 loans, or worse, no home at all. Let Singapore go. Here's Singapore, the mindset shift first. An upgrade is a sequencing problem before it is a selection problem. Choosing the condo is the fun part. Everyone does that part. But the order in which you move, sell first or buy first, that's Singapore what actually protects or destroys the plan. Sell first gives you certainty of budget. You know exactly what you have. Buy first gives you certainty of the home. You've locked the unit you want. Here, Singapore, the catch, you can only have one of those certainties. The 3 numbers tell you which one you can afford to give up. Number 1, your real proceeds, not your valuation, your proceeds. Let me show you with an illustrative example, and remember, these are estimates only, not guaranteed, and figures will differ for your flat. Say your HDB can realistically sell for 620,000. Sounds like a lot of budget, right? Now subtract. Outstanding loan, say 180,000. CPF refund, and this is the one people forget. You must return what you took from CPF plus the accrued interest it would have earned. Say that Singapore 250,000. Then costs, legal fees, and so on, call it 15,000. 620% minus 180 minus 250 minus 15. Your actual cash in hand is 175,000. The CPF portion goes back into your CPF and can be used again for the next home, but it is not cash. So the family that thought they had 600,000 of budget actually has 175 in cash plus their CPF balance. Your valuation is not your budget, your proceeds are your budget. Check your exact CPF refund figure in your CPF app. It's Singapore there under property. 315 number 2. Your timing gap. Number 2, the timing gap. This is the number nobody calculates, and it's Singapore the one that stopped the couple I met this week. The timing gap is the number of days between handing over your HDB and collecting the keys to your next home. Every single day in that gap needs a housing answer. Where does your family sleep? Where does your furniture go? Which school run changes? You have 3 possible answers. 1, the extension of stay, where you negotiate to remain in your sole flat for up to 3 months after completion. Is Singapore a request, not a right? And the buyer must agree. 2, a short-term rental, which is real money every month and a second move. 3, family, which works until it doesn't. If you sell first, the gap is manageable because you control the timeline. If you buy first, the gap flips into something worse, a financial gap. You're holding 2 properties, servicing 2 commitments until the HDB sells. And an HDB sale realistically takes 3 to 4 months from listing to completion, sometimes longer. The gap is not a detail, the gap is the plan. 445 number 3, your buffer. Number 3, your buffer. After the down payment, after stamp duty, after legal fees, after renovation, how much cash is left? My rule of thumb, if your remaining buffer is less than 6 months of your household expenses, the plan is tight. And tight plans force bad decisions. When the timeline slips and timelines slip, a family with no buffer starts cutting the asking price just to escape, or accepting the first offer, or borrowing to bridge. Buy first specifically demands a much bigger buffer, because you'll pay the ABSD on the second property upfront and claim the remission back only after your HDB sells within the window. That's Singapore a large sum parked with the taxman while you also service 2 loans. For the exact loan structuring, speak to your banker. That's Singapore their lane. My lane is making sure the sequence doesn't put your family in a corner. So here, Singapore the decision rule, 3 questions. If your proceeds are uncertain, sell first. If your timing gap has no confirmed housing answer, sell first. If your buffer is under 6 months of expenses, sell first. Buy first is only for the case where all 3 numbers are strong and the unit is genuinely rare. Not I like it rare. Genuinely, this layout comes up once a year rare. Most families need certainty of budget more than they think they do. The condo market will still be there in 4 months. Your financial safety, once spent, is much harder to get back. Let me make this real. This week, a couple found me on Google. They wanted to upgrade to an EC. The developer was down to the last few units, so the pressure was on. But when we ran the numbers, their cash could not cover buying before selling, which meant the only path was sell the HDB first, wait roughly 4 months for completion, and hope the unit was still available at the end.
If that unit sold during those 4 months, they would have given up their home for an EC that no longer existed. That Singapore not an upgrade plan. That Singapore a gamble with your house as the chip. So I advised them not to proceed. We mapped what their savings position needs to look like for the plan to hold, and they left with a timeline instead of a regret. Sometimes the best advice is not yet. If you want to run your own 3 numbers, I've put all of this on a 1-page sequence planner. The 3 numbers plus the 6 checks families skip when they fall in love with a unit too early. Message me the word upgrade on WhatsApp or Instagram and I'll send it over today. And if you'd like a second pair of eyes on your specific situation, I do a 20% to 30-minute feasibility review. No obligation. And as you just heard, sometimes my advice is simply wait.
If this was useful, subscribe because next week I'm covering the seller side. How to price against the competing units in your project. See you in the next one.